Okay, we did a little fabric cobbling, some measurements and some gazintas and carrying the knots and whatnot. We come up with this. This is going to be our front end. We drilled and tapped 4 holes for our casters. Went ahead and welded on 2 risers. It's going to make it give it the height I need, I think. That way we can have a little height for adjustment. We can go ahead and put these on. This is still a little bit hot. I just finished welding it up and grinding it down, so we'll fit these back on. We've put them on to mock everything up before I welded everything in, so we know we got them right. I did think about welding these on. I don't think that's a good idea. May have to change them out one day, who knows. Grab the speedy wrench here. Alrighty. There we go. Yeah. We'll get this one put on. Now I did use a little bit smaller bolt than I necessarily needed to. It's a 5/16. Quarter 20 was just way too small. Could have used a 3/8. Ouch, that's hot, I touched it. 3/8 might have been a little overkill for no more than what we're doing. I think this will work. Well, it's still hot. All right, switch hands. There we go. Okie dokie. That'd be the front end. Of course, it's not going to stand up by itself. It's going to make me hurt myself here. All right, well, we can just get us some uprights coming along here. Put them on top. Maybe this thing will work. A little spray paint. See what we can get done with that. Not real impressed with these casters I got. They're really lopsided, or not lopsided, they're just floppy. That's the word I'm looking for, floppy. Bolts don't really match up. I'll have to find out what size bolt goes in it and actually put a right size bolt in it so it ain't got so much slop in it. But I think for now, that's getting us by. So I guess we'll see what we can get done tomorrow. I think we're gonna call it a day. So we'll see you in a little bit. For you, me, I'm going to bed. Welcome back to the channel, guys. So we're gonna get back working on this finish mower. We're gonna start putting the frame together a little bit. I got a few measurements here and there. So let's see what we got going on. All right, we've already built this. So that's the front of the deck where the casters will sit and everything. What we're gonna do is I think I'm gonna start off, got about a 4-foot piece over here. We're gonna weld that on top of that. I believe that's gonna give us the height we want. That way we kind of get a length of how far out we need to come down for the back tires. So let me get this piece of metal up here. We're gonna sand all this down, get it mill scale and everything off there, get that welded together, and then we can get that sitting up there, get some measurements on how high it needs to be, what we need to come off to make the back wheels. Give me just a minute. All right, we need some clamps. Get a clamp. Gonna need a welding hood. I'm fast. Believe that'll work. Just snip that right there. Put a couple of tacks on it for right now. Then we'll figure out where we're sitting in relations to this. Maybe that'll hold. Told you I was an awesome welder. Much better, much better. Okay. We're going to take that out. See about we know that's not going to stay, but I need to bring this out far enough make that out far enough so that when the caster swivels we don't hit anything. Okay, and then we measure our height. We'll measure from the deck to the height of this. We got the mower deck is spaced off 1.5 inches with the 2x4s under here, lumber stuff. And that puts us at 14.5 inches. On the money, 14.5 inches. So with that, we got these wheels, and we can take this measurement to the center of that hole. Which is about 4 1/4. So we need 10 1/4, right? This is 14.5 and that's 4 1/4. So we take 4 1/4 off of 14.5 makes us 10 1/4. So we need to come down from the top of this down to the center of our hole, 10 1/4. We're just gonna have to come down a little bit more than that. So let's see. Because that'd be the center of our hole. So we need to come down another inch. No, yeah. Let's say come down about another inch past the center of our hole. So instead of 10 1/4, we'll make it 11 1/4 to the top of this. All right, let me do some mathemating, do some gazintas and carry my knots and find out where I'm going to put this at hanging down and exactly how long it'll be. So let me pause the video and I'll be back. Okay, did some thinking with my thunker and stuff, got some numbers and whatnots. This is what I did. I got these wheels, which are the same size as these wheels, go figure. Take a little measurement here. Wanted to go about a 1/2 inch below the center line of that. That gives us, it's basically about the same length as that. So if I go a 1/2 inch below that and come up to here, that's 10 inches right there to that center, which would be the bottom of this rail going back. And that's what we're going to come off of with our legs. So what we want to do is we'd like to kind of find this angle right here. I don't have no fancy little angle finders or nothing like that, but my understanding is you can use this little doodad right here to find out what the angles are. And I don't know how to do that. I just don't know how to do that. There's a way. Look at that. So I got to get you right up close. Okay, so if we do this and we look down here and find what angle matches up, it looks like a 70. I don't know if you can see that on there, right there. That's what it looks like to me. Maybe 75. 75. I'm gonna call it 75. So I'm gonna go over here to my angle iron. I throw that on the ground just so make sure it's still hard. And if we do this to 75 degrees, no, should be like that, I guess. How about if we bring this up to 75 degrees to the top side? Like that. That should be our angle. So guess what I can't do with one hand? I cannot hold that and mark at the same time. So let me get this marked out. We'll go ahead and whack that off. We'll use the zip disc on it, whack it off, and drill a hole in it. Then we'll find out how far back. This thing right here is sitting too far back now, but how far back we want to come back here to mount the wheels back here. They'll be stationary, the fronts will move. We'll have a little hitch we're gonna have to build off the front of that. That way we have something to hang by. Then we'll have to figure out what we got to go across here to hang off of here. How far out this is going to be part of that figuring out, to come off of here to hang for the deck to suspend. And then we'll look at some way of making it go up and down, maybe some all thread, something like that. Usually, I mean, like I say, I never changed the height of my deck, so I put it about 2 inches, and that's what I cut. Well, it says 2 inches. It's 2 on the little dial, so I assume that's inches. But I'll make it adjustable. Probably once I find the height, I'll never move it. So I don't know why we need it adjustable, but we do. Oh, we don't want to forget to weld all that up. That's some pretty stuff going on over there. So, all right, let me mark up this angle iron, get it cut, and we'll get it welded. I'll bring you back. We'll weld it on and go from there. All right, got you kind of at a weird angle. I think you can see everything. We got our angle cut. I popped a pilot hole in here We're going to enlarge this out to, I think that's a 1/2 inch. We'll just knock this out right quick. Got 2 of them to do. Just eat her up a bit right there, man. We got a long way to go. Almost there. Almost there. All right. Over. And then hold out. Voila. Only cut up. Knock this one out. Probably one more. Yeah, one more. Perfect. Okay, we got those cut. What we'll do here, I'm trying to get it in here where you can see what I'm doing. So once we can get these welded on, bolts may be a smidge long. May have to go back to the Tractor Supply. Yeah, they're way long. So I was originally thinking I was going to do this in square tube. Then I decided to go with the angle iron. A little bit lighter, a little easier to work with too. So we'll just go back and get us a shorter bolt. Not a big deal. Still gonna be the same size. So, all right. Now that we got those figured out, let me do a little better tack on this thing, because yeah, it is what it is. Ta-da, tacked, right? Yeah, no. Not even close. All right, well, let me tack this up a little better than this, and I'll figure out my length. So hang on just a minute. Okay, went ahead and fabric cobbled up some stuff here for this. Hold the wheel on. What we're gonna do is, we got the front kind of where we want it. A little bit, sort of. Need a chock up here. Let's stick a hammer under there. There. That'll keep it from moving. Then we'll kind of sort of stick this under here where we want it. Somewhere in that neighborhood. And we're going to just take a writing tool and just kind of sort of eyeball where we want it. I'll go back a hair more. Something like that, I think, right there. And then we can measure off the front. Come out to what we got here is 38 3/4. So what I'll do is, I'm gonna cut these tacks off on the top, on the front end here. Go ahead and cut those tacks off. Measure out our measurement, mark that, cut that off. Then we'll be able to weld on our angled pieces for our back wheels. Once I get that measurement, I'll go get another piece of steel and measure out the measurement for that and go ahead and cut it off also. Hey, while I got them off, might as well go ahead and nail on. Here we go again with carpenter terms. Just go ahead and weld the legs for the back wheels on. Then I also need to get a measurement between the two uprights here. Well, we'll probably just tack them on, I don't know. Yeah, we'll need that measurement so that we can get a measurement for the back, so we can get a piece to span from wheel to wheel. Keep that tight back there, and then we'll have our piece that goes across the back for our hanger. yeah, a lot of mathing and stuff. So yeah, let me go ahead and go get another piece of steel. I got it stashed out behind the shed here on our metal rack. We'll get that. We'll get this piece cut off, get over here on the work table, and do some slicing and some dicing, and a little bit of tacking up. But yeah, let me go get some steel. I'll be right back. Okay, we got it over here to the workbench. Got to measure out 38 3/4, I believe is what it was. So we come out here, 38 3/4. Mark that. Get us a square. Mark out our 38 3/4. All right. Let's see about the slice of dice of this thing off here. Fabricator's Ginsu. All right. I'm gonna bring you in here a little bit closer. Sorry for the shaky. Don't have a quick release. So what I'm doing is cutting on the right side of the line, because this is going to be my scrap piece. So I cut on the right side of the line, and that gives my measurement a whole lot more accuracy. I'm sure there's a bunch of people going, "Don't put that face down." One more cut, we should be good. And just like that, we got us a piece. All right, so let me do that one more time, and then we get to come down here and put this on, such like that. We'll weld that up. Then we'll have some pieces over there. Yeah, that's it. All right, so let me go get, I said that earlier, let me go get the steel. I didn't do it, I went and cut this piece instead. Let me go get some more steel, and we'll come cut it up, chop it up, and do what we gotta do. Okay, we got this one piece cut to length. We ain't got this other piece of steel, cleaned up the end of it. We'll cut that in just a second. I can't stay focused. So what I'm gonna do is, we're gonna do this one side first. We're gonna get this set up on here. Tack it. Maybe. Soon. Certainly not pretty welding. We'll just, not going to do anything on the end right here. I'll probably, where I tacked it, cut that off, and maybe make a little plate to cover the hole. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do, is just make some plates, cover that hole up, make it a little more pretty. That's what we'll do, seeing as how you can't see what I'm saying. Bring you over here. Yeah, so we'll just make a plate, cover that. But it's on, so let me cut this other piece. I don't know why I keep saying stuff like that, but we do. I'm gonna get you a little higher up here. That's higher up, pointed down a little more. There. Set this out of the way. Get this piece up here. And because I got a really bad memory, we're gonna double check and make sure we're at 38 3/4. 38 3/4. Scribe. Keep that in my floor pocket, I won't drop it. There we go. $38 3/4. Forgot to change out the blades on the old Ginsu here. I believe that's a trademark. But isn't it kind of a generic term nowadays? Kind of like crescent wrench. This one down here. Get this piece picked back up. Swap out to a grinding disc. Flap attack. I really need another grinder. And I use a lot of DeWalt stuff for my corded tools. Well, I say that. I think this is about the only DeWalt tool I've got that's corded anymore. So, Milwaukee, I sure would like to have an 18-volt cordless grinder. Do this again. Welding hood. Maximum. Okay. go. All right. Okay, we're back in here again. We got this lined up, set up kind of where we can get it. Everything's flush and smooth. We're going to tack it in there one more time. Hopefully a whole lot better this time. Well, let's see what we can get done here. I know I'm right dead in the way of the camera. It's very hard to weld and video at the same time, you know it? And I know what you're saying. There's a bunch of people out there that weld on video all the time. Guess what? I'm not them. Nowhere near as good as they are either. Okay, that's going to hold that for a minute. Let's see if we can't get this thing flipped up vertical. Because I'm not as good a welder as I say I am. So we're going to drop this down. Flip this over like that. Alrighty then. We'll use vice grips to hold it to the concrete block that we're welding on, up to the point the concrete explodes on me. There, we'll hold that down. Where's my scrubby brush? Totally perfect weld. I mean, just dimes, guys, dimes. Yeah, not so much. But I guarantee you, when I grind that down, nobody will ever know. That's what we're going for. We ain't going for pretties. We're going for working it right. Get some more height here. Okay, so got that welded. I'll flip her over, weld the other side, and then we'll put the other leg on. And nobody wants to see that. Yeah, everybody wants to see that. So what I'll do is bring y'all back here in just a minute. Okay, guys, I'm back. It is the next day. We had to do a little running around town and whatnot, but I did go ahead and get the base of the frame started. I got both sides welded on, smoothed out, threw a little paint on them, try to make them look good. Went ahead, got some metal cut up. For those of you that think I lied to you, I don't. What I figured out on this pulley up here is not so much that they're different heights. It's this part of the deck is thicker than that part of the deck. So when you measure from across here, the motor was actually sitting at an angle this way. So we replaced this, jacked it up. It's got a little bit of a tilt back, but not a lot, but it did tilt this way, which lines those belts up a little bit better. It's not 100% perfect, but it is a little bit better. So maybe that'll help us run a little bit. Yeah, that puts the motor at a smidge of an angle. Don't think that's a bad thing, especially when you go to drain oil. So that ain't too bad. So what I'm gonna do now is I got this pulled off. Like I say, I did cut some metal. I cut some angle iron to go across the back part of the, I gotta show you. I cut a piece of angle iron to go across here, support these wheels a little better so they're not floppity. I got this piece here cut to go across the front underneath, which will actually bolt into here, holding the deck. I was gonna do it on like some all thread or something, but my fear is the all thread will flex and that deck will sit there and bounce around and swing around. So we're just gonna hard mount it. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I got another piece cut for the backside too. Haven't quite figured out where we're gonna come back on it. I'm pretty sure we're gonna hang off of here somehow. Then we'll figure out. The hard part is the electrical. I got the wires. I just got to figure out how everything goes together, the key switch and all that. But that's that. That's just kind of, it's like building a car. You got the electrical, and that's never fun to do electrical. And I'm an electrician. So as soon as I can as soon as I can find a wiring schematic, which I haven't looked, so full disclosure, I don't think that's going to be a big deal. Just a few things, you know, make sure your stator's got power. It does have a solenoid on the carburetor that has to come on and off to allow fuel to flow. So we get that. I think what I'm going to do first is go ahead and get this frame stuff welded up, get the supports welded in the back. I kind of got a measurement from off the face of this to the front of the frame, so we'll flip it over, get that piece welded in. We can get that shoved up in there, find out where the holes and stuff are going to be drilled and tapped. Yep, it's going to be a fun day, and I don't really have an entire day today. I only got about 5 or 6 hours, so I'll get done what I can get done, and then we'll see about maybe tomorrow. All right, so we got our angle iron cut. Went ahead and cleaned the mill scale, throw this thing up here, clean the mill scale off a little bit so I can kind of weld this on. We're going to put it at a bit of an angle compared to the wheels. So I think like about like that's what we're going to do. We should probably hook this up here. That ought to do it. And kinda, sorta. Let's get this tapped in spot here. Good little spot right there. Okay. Nope, that won't hold it. Almost there. Okay, that ought to hold it. Clean this up a little bit here. Just a little brush. Okay. Come from this side here. That's not too bad. Not too bad. Let's go ahead and get us a cut back here. And on this side. All right, now she won't fall off. But she will pull off. Okay, well. Okay, we got a clamp out, got it clamped in there. We're gonna burn in the sides of it right quick. Maybe this will hold. Man, sometimes this stuff welds out good, and other times it's just popping and screaming and carrying on. See, that wasn't too bad. I'm gonna get the inside on it too while I'm at it. See if we can't clean this up a little bit. That. We'll flip this thing over. Maybe not. Maybe I can let go of this clamp and it won't pop loose. All right. See if we can get this outside welded up. That's not teabag. Not too bad at all. Set that over there. Yucky. Not the best welds on God's green earth, but it will hold, it won't fall apart, I hope. Let's temporarily put the wheels back on. One little wheel. Two little wheels. Okay. Tilt you back up. Get you some more height. Hello. How you doing? Okay. Set the frame back over the motor. What? Okay. Now, I think what we decided here is, you can't even see what I'm talking about. There we go. I think that's better. I'm going to go 9 inches which is actually about 9.5 in the front of this, to where we're gonna put this bar in. So I got some clamps for that too. I got all the scale cleaned off on it. Kind of. Come on. There, come on. Get out the old claw hammer. And holy moly, we nailed that one. Almost. Yeah, get it straight. Nailed it! Perfect. Again, let's clamp that. Let's tack these in place now. What in the... I hit the button. There. Let's tack it right here. We'll tack it right over here. See if that holds. It didn't fall off. Okay, a little scrubby on each side. We'll just run us a bead across there, across the other side, and then we'll flip it upside down and do the same on the other side. You know what? I'm gonna move you. Put you way down there. Whee! All right, we'll weld this in. Got you an overhead shot. Okay, got the front rail mounted on, got the back rail mounted on, everything's welded up there. We went ahead and popped just a couple of holes here and here to mount it to. Got our holes marked, got this one drilled, pilot hole. We're gonna drill this one out right quick. Cause this here is riveting stuff. All right, we're gonna swap out a little bit bigger drill bit. A much sharper drill bit. Okay. All right. And with that, We got a couple holes we can drill, tap out for 1/4 20. We're gonna make these holes a little bit bigger. Not by a whole lot. We're just gonna use the old Christmas tree bit right out to a 1/4 inch. There we go. This one out the corner. Okay. Now, let's get us a tap. And go. We're gonna power tap this joker. This is nothing but a little bit of tap magic. I keep it in a little bottle with a brush. Mainly use it when I'm doing machine work on the lathe or something. One more. World's best tap handle right there. Let's put this up before I knock it over. All right, we'll wipe this down a little bit, just get the grease off of it a little bit here. Got us a 1/4 20 bolt. Oh yeah. Okay. Now, lay this back down on top of it. Wear gloves to keep from getting dirty because we're already super dirty. Okay. Couple of bolts. Couple of washers. Whooshers. Got that one started. Got that one started. Put it on tighten mode. Not quite that tighten mode. A little bit loose. Get this one going in here. Okay. World's best speed ratchet too. And I just realized y'all didn't see a thing I was doing. I'm sorry. Ignoring the camera. So all I did was I bolted these in right here. Now this should be the same height all the way across. Thanks to replacing this piece and bringing it up. I did lower this piece down. Sweet angle we got going here. Yeah, I don't know if y'all can see that or not. How about that? Is that a little better? We lowered this down a little bit. It used to be there about an inch. Brought this up about an inch. Which made that straighten out. So now we got what we got now. So the front end of it is supported. Got to do the back end. I got a piece for that. I didn't know where to put it in until we had all this laid out. Now I think what we got to do is just literally pick this whole thing up and spin it around and set it back down. Sounds easy, don't it? Okay, let's get this thing flipped around. We'll get that last piece put in place, not put in. Get it in place, use some clamps to hold it there or whatever. Once we find out where we need that at, we can get it tacked in, find out what we need to use to come down for our uprights to hold the back of the mower up, and the frame part will be done. Once we get all that done, we get to tear it all back apart, clean it down, probably not sand it, clean it up a little bit, vinegar and stuff, get this mill scale, the oil and whatnot off of it. We'll shoot some black paint on it probably. Then we could put it all back together again. Then we get to work on the good stuff, the electric. So let me get this flipped around and see what we come up with for the back end of this thing. Okay, what we got going on here is I flipped it around. We got our piece cut, kind of measuring it to get it in there. I think we're pretty close, right at 22 inches. A couple more taps there. 22 inches from the front side there. Do it again over here. No, gotta go this way. "22 inches. All right. We will take this piece of angle iron right here. We're gonna go underneath. We need a couple of clamps. Got clamps. Go from the underside here. That's entirely too close to that muffler. Let me unscrew this. As you can see, what I was trying to do is use the piece of angle iron underneath to flatten this out, you know, flush it up. Problem is we're gonna be too close to that muffler at 22 inches. Now, yeah, I'm gonna redo something with this exhaust because I don't like that muffler. We'll probably, I don't know, we'll go get a smart car muffler or something. They got like 2 cylinders. This has got 1. Super quiet. We'll redo something there anyway. But I think I'm gonna have to scoot this back about 1/2 inch. So what we'll do is, instead of being at 20 inches, sorry, had to have 2 hands. Instead of being at 20 inch or 22 inches from the front side of here to the front side of here, we'll be at 22.5 inches. So that's probably the best route to take. Now that I put a piece of angle iron under there, I won't be able to do it just right. But, so yeah, let me put you back on the tripod over here. We'll bring this in a little closer and a little lower. Okay. So I need to tap this back 1/2 inch. Using our angle iron as a way to keep it flush. And this is gonna be old eyeball. That ain't even 1/2 inch. $1/4 inch be enough? I mean, that's That's 22 1/4 right there all day long. Let me measure it from the other side. Coming from there. Yeah, that's, well, not quite 22 1/4. More like 22 1/8. And this side would be, well, that's every bit of 22 1/4. Okay. So this side is going to go back some more. Okay, we got that done. I'm gonna scoot the tripod back just a smidgen. Break out the welding tools. And let's get this welded on. Maybe. This side. Our welding stuff is over here. Well, that ain't too bad. Huh? That was itchy. All right. We can pull these out of the way. Let's lean over, get the other side on the inside there welded up. Run us a bead across the top. And then all we gotta do is figure out our height. Where we're gonna come off of what, to mount what, where, when, and how. Yeah, makes sense, don't it? Ta-da! So we got that welded on. As much fun as that is. So now we need a measuring tool and a sit down spot. So I think what I'm gonna do, pretty much the same thing I did up front. I thought about utilizing these. They are offset from one another and angled. Kind of weird. So what we're going to do is we're going to come off the deck, come up to here, and make us a, looks like about a 9 1/4 inch piece there, and a 9 1/4 inch piece there. So 2 9 1/4 inch pieces of angle iron. We'll pop holes through them into this bar, tap it, thread it, just like we did the front, and our deck will be mounted. Nine 1/4 will do it. Yeah, 9 1/4 inches. Yeah, we'll get a piece of angle iron, couple pieces of angle iron cut off of this piece over here. There. We'll use this piece of angle iron I got back here. Cut the 9 1/4 for the uprights on this. Weld them straight into the deck right down there. I don't know what you can see because I'm trying to hold a tripod for something. Okay, so we got our measurements from the deck to the top of here, 9 1/4 inches both sides. It's a little shade below. We'll do the same thing we did up front. Drill them, tap them, 1/4 in each one. We got angle iron to do that with. I'm gonna cut that off, weld that to the decks, weld that to the deck, and yeah, get that welded in, get them drilled, tapped. Then our deck will be suspended and our frame will be done. So let me get these cut, get them welded onto the deck. All right, sorry guys, I think my battery died on my mic. So what I'm showing here is that I got the angle iron welded onto the deck. We got everything set up, pre-drilled the holes, just the right size for a tap. So the next thing we got to do is take the front bolts out so that we can lift the frame off. And here I just do a little bit of pointing and waving my hand around and make y'all think I actually know what I'm doing, and I don't. Sure looks good though. Okay, get a PD ratchet and take out the front bolts. There we got one of them. Come around to the other side and do the same thing again. Then I believe I realized, hey, before I take this bolt out, we need to stick something under here so it doesn't fall down. So we'll try to shove some wood under there. This deck and everything's just a little bit heavy, especially when you're trying to lean over onto a trailer. Alright, now we got that bolt out. Now I gotta pick this thing up. Not the easiest thing in the world to do. So I'll just pick it up and prop it right there on top of the motor. That way I can get to the holes and everything, get them tapped. We'll put a little bit of tap magic on the tap and use the world's best speedy tap. Of course y'all can't see a whole lot. I'm standing right smack in the way of everything. I guess I could have put the camera on the other side. Of course, I'm probably talking to you through this entire thing. Got one of them done. Alright, there we go. Now I gotta drill out the holes for the bolts to go through, because they're not going to be big enough. They're just the right size to thread out, so I got to get the right bit for that. Okay, after we get those drilled out, we'll go ahead and waller them out a little bit for just a little bit of wiggle room. Get those back ones done. We'll go ahead and give the front ones just a little bit of love. Make that a little bit easier to work with. And now it's time to put the frame back down on the deck. Again, we just kind of pick it up and slide her back down on there. We'll go ahead and get the bolts started in there if we can. Everything is fairly tight on this thing. I know I said I was wallering out the holes a little bit. I did, and it was not that much. We got one of them in there already, so we'll use a speedy wrench to snug it up. Won't make it just tight, but we'll snug it up. Go ahead and go on around to the other side and see if we can't get it started. I think somebody honked at me there, so I waved at them. Just a smidgen off. Pop, there we go. Fits like a glove. I said like a glove. It's a tight fit. I mean, it's exactly what I was going for. You know, I don't want it to be just bouncing around all over the place. So we go ahead and tighten up those front bolts. Then we'll go to working on the backside. This backside didn't line up quite like I wanted it to. So you'll see here in just a second. I got to use a little loving finesse. Had to go get a couple more bolts. Couldn't get that one to line up with the hoo-ha, so we'll go over on this other side and see how it works out. It's a lot of time in between me doing something and saying something. Like I said, I can't believe my microphone batteries died on me here. This was the last take. So here I am trying to ad-lib this in, really. I've made some notes, but it's not the best in the world. And now, where's the speedy wrench? Oh, I kept it in our floor pocket. We'll give this a little snug up, not real tight, because we may still need to have it move around just a little bit. And on this side, you'll see where I have to give it a little bit of love to make it line up. There we go. And we finally got it in there. We'll go ahead and tighten them all up. Got to go to the proper torque spec on that now. Somewhere around the old click about there. So here we'll go in for a little bit of a close-up. I can show you here where we got the bolts bolted in good and tight. I do have good, at least a 1/4 inch between that rail and the muffler. So, I mean, it's good and sturdy. It's very, very sturdy, actually. A little bit heavy. It's not stupid heavy. I mean, I can pick it up. But like I say, it's there. It's pretty solid. Now we just gotta get it off of this trailer. Like I say, it's not stupid heavy, but it's not really light. But here in just a second, we'll give you a little bit of a close-up. I gotta put on some gloves because I really like my fingers growing attached to them. And there we have it, folks. We got a mower deck mounted to the frame. I believe we're on a good process here. But like I say, thank y'all for watching. I do appreciate it. Remember to like and subscribe and ring that little bell notification bell so you can know when we're going to put out another video. And please leave some comments. And as always, remember, if you ain't doing something, you ain't doing nothing.